We've spent almost 2 months in Puerto Vallarta, and so Mike decided we needed to try something new. As my brother calls it, a vacation from a vacation. It was just a little stressful trying to figure out the arrangements. But Zihuatanejo, here we come. Welcome back to another episode of Book It Jano, where we take you on our adventure, either from home or around the world. It's dark 30 and off we go. Since we're Americans, I'm a little worried that we're going to have to go through customs in Mexico City, and I'm not sure we've got enough time to do that. So we're going to fly to Zihuatanejo today, on Mexico from Puerto Vallarta, and as usual, we're here before anything opens. And I'm just a little worried about the language barrier. We're boarded and on to Mexico City. As I look out the window, I turn to Mike and I say, "Look, that cloud makes it look like the mountain's on fire." And he said, "No, that's a volcano." And I said, "Oh, you're so full of it." And he goes, "No, really, it's a volcano." And I said, "What's the name of it?" And he rattled off something that didn't make any sense. But as soon as we got on the ground and I got Wi-Fi, I looked it up, and sure enough, it's a volcano called Popocatépetl. I said, "Wow, that's a 1 in a million lifetime chance that we would get to see that." And he said, "Janet, there's 20 million people that live in Mexico City." I said, "Oh, okay, 1 in 20 million. So he wouldn't let me go back down, but we came from over there and had to come upstairs to our connections. And then we get up here where all the gates are. So we are in Mexico City and looking for our gate. And we didn't have to go through customs. But here's the thing, they don't announce your gate till about an hour before you leave. After a couple of hull changes and gate changes, we're ready to board. Okay, we're getting ready to board the plane to Zihuatanejo. Yeah, I didn't say that right, Zihuatanejo. And we have to go down this big long ramp. And we're airborne. And now I'm going to take care of my stress level. Oh yeah, life is good. And we are disembarking from the back of the plane. A little jaunt from the plane through the airport, and now we find our taxi. And we have arrived at our resort. A little music with dinner, and we start exploring tomorrow. So this is one of the resorts that looks over the Zihua Bay. We walked from our resort to downtown Zihua, and it was about a mile, and it was a beautiful walk. This is their basketball court. After exploring the town, we had breakfast and was talked into a Mayan ruin excursion for the next day. Catching a a boat ride to Los Gatos. So we were over there at Los Gatos and we rode the boat over, and now we're in a walk this rocky part. And so ends our first night, waiting at the local fish market before we go see the Mayan ruins. We were just a little skeptical of this excursion, as we had to go to Ixtapa first to exchange into a smaller car. But traveling on some 2-lane roads, going through some small villages, and ending up on a dirt road, it turned out there really was Mayan ruins. So we were told that they play this game and they have to hit a rubber ball through the hoop with only their hips. Then we were told that the winner or the loser, you never knew which one, would be sacrificed at this field. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but anyway, these ruins were fun to look around. They're also referred to as Zihuatanejo. So take a minute and look up a little bit of history. Then it was on to lunch, where we had a really good meal for very little money. Several different markets or restaurants in here. And dinner back at the resort. It's time to go home, but before we did, we saw this guy trimming the trees. It was quite the show. We got off on the back, and we're going to get on the back. When we landed, we were a ways away from the airport, so we had to take the bus. And again, I thought we weren't going to have enough time. How come we come this way and other people go other directions?
Well, that does worry me.
Well, we didn't get lost in Mexico City, and we made it back to BV. Thanks for watching this episode of Book It Jano, and stay tuned for the next adventure.